Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't posted in about a week, but that's because, school started up for me and I've been so busy with school lately. But I wanted to make a video, probably an 8 to 10 minute video, talking about how Kingdom Hearts 4 is supposedly coming out in 2022 to 2023. Possibly even later than that if Nomura has any fixes he wants to do with the game to make it more, should I say, pristine. But the thing here with this video is that I want to talk about how Nomura has a very, should I say, bad reputation when it comes to games he has made. The reviews for Final Fantasy VII Remake were a little bit mixed. I heard a lot of good and I've heard a lot of bad, and Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of people say, was such a big disappointment until Remind came out. The thing here is that, is Nomura a bad game developer when it comes to the Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts franchise? And I would like to say no. I think Nomura, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, I feel as if that he is a little bit on the side of, I have a lot of ideas and I want to use them. And the thing here is that it's not a terrible thing, but it can become very overwhelming and very bloated. It happened like that in Kingdom Hearts 3. It became very bloated. The story became very bloated and very difficult to understand until Remind came out and made a lot more sense for the player base. Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting a two-part. It's like a two-part game. So the thing here is, in the first part was the beginning, and then we got DLC for it. So the thing here is that when it comes to Nomura, I think that could be the best way for him to break down games, to put a lot of information in video games for him, because it seems like he really enjoys what he does in his franchises, especially when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, because due to the fact that a lot of the content he uses is very, very well developed, but just needs a better execution when it comes to most of the, should I say, future parts of the game. Like Kingdom Hearts 1, great game. Kingdom Hearts 2, people say it's probably the best game in the franchise. Kingdom Hearts 3, some people say it's the worst out of the three when it comes to the original context of the games. 1, 2, and 3, the biggest, they're the numbered games. They are the conjointed games of all of the other smaller half games that were released to add more story. And the thing here is that I feel as if that this could be a issue for Nomura in the future, because I feel as if that many people believe that Nomura has terrible writing when it comes to games, because he doesn't understand what he's doing when it comes to what he wants. But I have to disagree with that statement wholeheartedly, due to the fact that I believe Nomura just needs more time to break down his franchises when it comes to what he wants to do. I want people to understand that it took him a hot minute to release Kingdom Hearts 3, and the thing here is that Kingdom Hearts 3 did feel very, very rushed when it came to the ending. I do agree with the organization being beaten very quickly, to even, how Master Xehanort's downfall came at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. It did feel very, very rushed. But the thing here is that Nomura wanted to complete the franchise series of part 1, he said. He said this is part 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3 was part 1. And Remind and Melody of Memories is supposed to be in a second part franchise. Like a second part of the series, like after Master Xehanort's downfall. The thing here with that, should I say, entire just conflict with himself, breaking it down into parts and wanting more things to make sense, is that he's already tried to do that with all of the other smaller game franchises in the series, such as Chain of Memories, which is a pretty good game when it came to story-wise, and with 358, and with technically Birth by Sleep is a side game. I know it's like a really big game, but I'm counting more of the games with the numbers 1, 2, and 3, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, as the more should I say, important games in the franchise due to the fact that they have all of the extra DLC content, such as the data battles, which is everyone's favorite. But the thing here is that those games give a lot of story already, Nomura, and they really, really, really already have a lot of push when it comes to what's needed and what's necessary. I believe that Nomura isn't a terrible game writer. I believe that he has just a lot of pressure because of all the people that claim that he's a terrible game writer. And when he tries to make a game to appreciate his fans, he gets a lot of hate when it comes to the critics, and I understand. The reviews on even some of the, should I say, websites when it comes to Kingdom Hearts aren't that good either, especially for Remind. And some people claim that the data battles were too hard, which I hate that narrative. I'm going to make a video on that soon. I believe that him getting all these critiques is going to cause the downfall of Kingdom Hearts in the future, and same for a lot of the remakes of the Final Fantasy games, because Nomura listens to the fans. He definitely does. I know he reads the Reddits. Reddit, thread of Kingdom Hearts. He literally put Kingdom Hearts 2.9 at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3 as a joke. He reads the Reddit. He listens to what the fans say. So when people say Nomura is just a game developer that doesn't have any type of remorse or any type of thought when it comes to the fans, it's such a huge, huge, huge lie. Because in a really awful opinion, it's just not really something you should say due to the fact that it isn't true. We all know that a lot of people critique Nomura when it comes to the foundation of what he does with his games, and I know a lot of people make fun of him when it comes to how he couldn't finish his variation of Final Fantasy 15 because of things regarding Final Fantasy 13. But the thing here is that, let me explain. I think Nomura gets a lot more hate than he deserves. I feel as if that, and his fans understand that some of the things he creates are teetering on the good but bad. He's like in the middle. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were perfect. Kisses. They had story, development, pain, adjustments. They needed what they needed done. I feel as if that Kingdom Hearts 3 was such a big disappointment because of the long-awaited return of the franchise, and how people were so ready for that game, and how people were so prepared and thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be better than Kingdom Hearts 2. The data battles were. You can come for me. I don't care if you believe that's true or not. But the story was not. The mechanics in the game was more tight, which was good. They were better when it came to what you wanted to do. But when it came to anything else regarding the Kingdom Hearts franchise, when it came to Kingdom Hearts 3, it was just a pretty big disappointment when it came to a lot of fans until Remind came along. I'm going to make 2 videos regarding my opinions on how opinions on the data battles could affect the Kingdom Hearts 4 the Kingdom Hearts 4 game when it comes to how Nomura makes the data battles. The data battles are what sells Kingdom Hearts games when it comes to the games of the numbers that code all of the stories together. Definitely they do. And this is why I believe that it possibly could save Kingdom Hearts 4's. Not just the data battles, but even the story that he could take from other variations of characters. We'll get into that though when we get into my next videos. But this is just a short video about how Nomura probably is stressed when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, because I know he reads the comments and reads the reviews in the Reddit threads, because he puts jokes in all of his games all the time of what people say about the franchise 24/7. But I think that that's a good thing that he reads it, because it gives him feedback, but at the end of the day it could be a detriment to the games in the future as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like my commentary when it comes to what I think about Nomura as a developer. But like I said, thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all next time.